it. So like I'm not gonna say too much. I know what it is. I hate people like that. I know what it is. I ain't gotta say nothing. No, say something. Stick up for yourself. Advocate for you. Nobody else is gonna advocate for you like you do. Stop letting people play in your face. Don't let the job play in your face. Hold on. Don't go to work cussing the people out. I am not liable and I have no money, no Apple Pay. Okay. Hey everyone, welcome to my channel.
Can you focus on me? Baby, can you focus on me? Hands in the stove, how the faucet's running and I keep looking at you. And you keep on playing games like you know I'm here to stay. Baby, and that means I gotta.
Welcome to the Pretty Candid Podcast. I am your lovely host, Marissa H. Thank you for joining me. Now, if you're new here, before we do anything, go ahead, drop a like, go ahead and hit subscribe for me. I drop content every Thursday and every Friday. Podcasts, vlogs, story times, whatever you can think of, I'm doing it. I promise. Look, all right. And if you're joining me back again and you part of my Candid crew, thank you, cousin, for coming back. I appreciate you guys so much. So today, we're gonna jump right into things. I'm solo dolo, as y'all can tell, no guests, but I know y'all been getting on me about the Pretty Candid cocktails, so I did something a little different. I didn't make anything this time. Girls trying to watch the liquor, But I went actually to Total Wine last week, and I was looking for like a summer drink, and I think this was really good. So it's called Saint Spritz. This flavor is, let's see, it is a berry peach, and it's covered with lime. Actually, very good. I would say this gives me more of a pool vibe, vacation vibe, So definitely go pick this up. Total Wine. We're gonna take a little sip. It's doing exactly what it needs to do. So we're gonna go ahead and jump right into things. And y'all know, whenever I got a paper, it's finna get real. Cause normally I be off the dome. So one thing, y'all, some of you know, I just started a new segment in the pod where it's a separate video and it's called Candid Mail. So with that, I've been having several people message me, and a couple of the messages kind of all are in the same realm. So I figured today's episode would be me more so addressing those things as topics versus just reading all of the Candid Mail, and it's kind of redundant and sounds the same. So we're gonna jump into our first topic, right? Being a light even when they're trying to dim your light. So I really wanted to touch on this because I feel like a lot of times people tend to take the fact that somebody's dimming their light as if it's an attack on them, though it's not right. I do agree though, right? But I feel like you got to kind of get more in depth with your thinking. So if you're a light, you know that you kind of treat everybody equally, very fairly. You're not a malicious person. You tend to just move through life with ease, right? And you have a light. Sometimes there are going to be people you run across that they will seem like they are attracted to your light. They will even tell you that they are. Act like it, so on and such, right? But in little, small, slight ways, they will try to dim your light. I'm not saying that that is normal. However, I think we need to focus more on just letting the light shine. You can't really focus on external everybody that's trying to dim it, and you can't really focus also on why. I feel like a lot of times when we come across situations like that, I'll say so for myself. I remember starting a small business and really booming and really feeling like, oh, I'm doing this. Like, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm doing a lot. I'm getting known in the city. I'm networking. A lot of things are going great, right? But then the downside to that was I had a lot of people that I came across either through networking, either through clientele, whatever the case is, that they would try to dim my light. Or even worse, make me second guess my light, right? And make me kind of go back and forth in my head, like, is this really for me? Do I really have a light? Am I really doing what I'm supposed to be doing? And is this what's set out for me, right? So in the Candid Mail, a lot of people were more so asking, like, how do you navigate connections, friendships, partnerships when you could tell that's the case, right? And so I feel like there's two different ways to handle it. On one end, to the normal person, you'll be like, "Oh, I'm getting out of the way. I'm getting out of their way. I'm not dealing with that person no more, and I'm cutting all ties, right?" And typically, I would say that's definitely the thing to do. Don't stay in a space where you feel like that's what's happening. Somebody is trying to knock you down a couple notches, or take your light and use it for their own gain, right? However, not every situation is the same. So there are going to be situations you come across where you either work with them, y'all have y'all are under contract, y'all are working on a big project, but you could tell that, hey, you trying to dim my light, you trying to make me feel less than or look less than, right? And I feel like dimming lights is even when somebody's taking credit for your work, they're trying to act like they helped you elevate, and you know that they really didn't. The best thing I could tell you when you still do have to stay in a situation for whatever reason is you really gotta focus on why you are the light. So you're not focusing on, well, why they feel like that about me? I ain't never did nothing to them. I ain't never did them nothing. I never said anything. I try to be humble. You could have humble pie and that wouldn't matter, right? A lot of times we see ourselves through our own eyes and not other eyes. So to you, it looks like, hey, I'm just doing what I'm doing. I'm not, but to them, it looks like a jackpot. It looks like something they don't have. It looks like everything they want. You know what I mean? So I think in those type of situations, you definitely have to focus on, okay, I am the light. I'm going to be the light. I'm going to shine bright. I'm not going to let nobody dim me. Even if I can feel that that's what they're trying to do, I'm going to work against that. I'm a big out of sight, out of mind person. So honestly, between me and y'all, once I talk about it in my head and I pray on it, that's it. Now, I'm not going to lie. I might talk about it in my journal, even my best friend. I might need to talk about it 7 times or 2 before I let it go. But all in all, that's a way to cope through it, right? Now, me personally, I have a therapist that I go to, so I tend to talk to her when I feel challenged, when I feel like things are not coming across the best. But I know that everybody doesn't have that access. So what I will say in this instance, number one, if you are gonna part ways and you're gonna leave it be, leave it be. But when you leave it, I want you to take with you that I was still a light through that. Like, yeah, I left. Yeah, I didn't like it, but I was still a light through that. And I'm going to remain that. Don't take anything negative from an experience and hold on to it, right? And I know that's hard. That's so much easier said than done. But you truly have to do that. This is going to sound crazy. I've been knowing like I was something since I was little. And so I could always feel people trying to challenge me on what I was going to become, what I was going to be, the things I was doing, the projects, the ideas I had, right? But God never failed me with them ideas or those projects or anything. They always worked out. So I knew like, yeah, I got something. I'm a light. And when you're sure of yourself, that tends to make people want to dim you because they're not sure of themselves. That's in actuality what it is. So when you are still dealing with a situation or whatever the case may be, sometimes you just got to sit back and think like, okay, not so much why are they doing it, what about them is making them do it, right? But in addition to that, you have to still hold on to the fact that, damn, I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Because here you are trying to dim me, knowing that I'm a light, appreciating it, but you want to knock me down. It happens. And I feel like it happens in more instances than we could think of right now. So like, at work, in relationships, in friendships, whatever the case is, it's going to happen at some point. But it's all about, I would say, how you handle those things, right? I really, really mean this when I say this. Do not take negative experience from something that you had to like get out of. You have to take it as a learning experience, right? And that, to me, that's more positive. So now after that, you would know what to look for. You'll be able to recognize it quicker. And also, I feel like a lot of times we know when people trying to dim it, and it's not the first time that they've tried, and they've showed several signs that they were trying to, okay? So that's another thing I always say, be mindful of communication, just how you're handling yourself. Because at the end of the day, you can't control what nobody else is doing. They're going to try, they're going to do it, but if he for you and you for you, then who can really be against you, right? I feel like my mama didn't tell me that. Shout out to my mama. So I wanted to talk about that real quick because I know that was a thing that a lot of people were asking me. So I hope to all of my babes and men's that reached out to me about kind of related topics concerning this, I hope that was a great answer for you. But do not be afraid to reach back out to me if you need me to go a little bit more in depth, So, second topic that I kind of want to talk about. I seen this on TikTok and I was like, you know what? Maybe. So it says, do we need exit interviews for friendships and relationships, right? And I ain't gonna lie. I kind of feel like hell yeah type shit. And I'm gonna tell you why I say that. I feel like, okay, let me put a pin there. Another addition to that is ghosting is not a flex. Okay, I want to say that a lot of people, I feel like in the last 7 years on the internet, it's been a thing like you don't have to reach out to them, you don't have to say nothing, you don't have to, and you don't. Everything is free will, right? But I will say, how would you feel if like you're going through a situation with a partner, right? And in your mind everything is good, but you kind of know shit is a little rocky, but overall everything is good. And then one day, gone, never to be seen, spoken to again. You don't know where they at. You haven't talked to them. So when you ghost people, the problem with that is it always leaves the second person either feeling very, almost like they feel resentment towards you, right? Some people, they be like, oh, I don't care. You ghosted me. I ain't finna say nothing. Fine, cool. In the back of their mind, most people that'll tell you they don't care, I don't care, I'm good, I don't care. Yes, you do. Because deep down, you want to know the why. Not so much that they did it. Like, they did it, obviously, that's not going to feel good. But deep down, you want to know why they did it. And you want to know, what did you do to cause that? Now, let's dial back into the exiting interviews. All jokes aside, exit the interview just basically, to me, it means that I'm explaining to you why I'm departing, or I'm showing you why I'm departing, right? Now, I was the queen of ghosting. Like, I've actually been the queen of ghosting up until, like, the last year. I've been going to therapy, so, like, we had a conversation, and she was telling me, so when you ghost people, what does that do for you? And I was like, it just gives me the sense of, like, knowing what I'm doing, and I just want to depart. Like, I see what's not good for me, and I depart. She's like, or do you feel like you have control over the situation that you once didn't have control over? I fear she ate me up. And so what I will say is, I feel like letting somebody know why you're departing is very important, but I also think that there's stipulations on it. So if you done talked to somebody 8 and 12 times, and y'all been knowing each other for years or whatever, even if you haven't, you've been knowing this person a year, 8 and 12 times, and it's like they be like, okay, cool, all right, cool, and then it go right back to how it was, then okay, yeah, you might not want to necessarily go into the whole like, hey, I just want you to know I don't fool with you no more, this, that, and the third, right? You might not. Me personally, I've been trying to do better about it, but I want to say I do feel like it's important to let people know their behavior, because a lot of times people are getting enabled, people are getting tricked out their spot. They're either, or they have this like persona that they can't do no wrong and that everybody else is a villain in their story. Watch out for shit like that, because everybody ain't a villain in your story. You done been a villain twice. I know me. I done been a villain a hot 4 times. Like, it is what it is, right? But you learn from that, I feel like. So what I will say is I do understand people that feel like, I'm done with this, I'm cutting it cold turkey, I don't want no parts. I want you to know that even though you may feel good about it, right, you're still doing yourself and the next person and that person a disjustice just off the strength of you don't want to talk, or is it uncomfortable to talk? It's a difference that you don't want to, you feel like you don't need to, versus it's uncomfortable and I don't want to be uncomfortable, so I'm not going to do it. Some people even feel like I don't want them to persuade me to still deal with them, so I don't want to talk. If you strong in your core values and how you feel and what you think, it should never be a time that nobody can get you off your square and make you basically double back on something that you feel or you thought of or you've already had it in your mind. You know what I mean? So I would say, I wish we did have exit interviews, because I'll be honest, it's a couple of people who I feel like had I told them what I felt about them and what I thought and things like that, I kind of do feel like they would have at least took time. Because I'm one of those people, I do tend to think about the next person, whether that be the next friend, like, ooh, I hope you don't do that person like that, or I hope you don't do her like that, or whatever the case is, right? I'm a lover girl. No, I'm playing. But, yeah. And so I feel like we want more love in the world, but we're not taking those steps. So something so small as you letting me know, hey, you were being a little messy for me. Also, I didn't like how you were doing something. Also, you be doing little stuff on the internet I don't like. And in addition to that, I feel like you be talking shit. And that's why I'm not dealing with you. Now, granted, you could just give them something to reflect on. You don't have to have a whole ass conversation, in my opinion, right? It just kind of depends on the purpose and the situation. But I will say that I think that is a type of exit interview, so to say, right? And you telling them what they're doing and what went wrong, it gives them the opportunity and chance to at least correct that for the next go round, for the next person, for the next opportunity. It prepares them for that. And you might not care. You might feel like, I don't give a damn. It's speaking to your humility. But everybody is different. But I will say, I want to say this. If you feel like ghosting people fits you well, you got to know down the line you're going to face that some type of way. Whether that means you get ghosted, whether that means that you go through another trial and tribulation and it's rough, whatever. Ghosting people is not the flex y'all think it is. Quit doing that, whether it be relationship, situationship, friend, whatever. At least say what it is, right? Now, I'll be honest, it's probably a couple of y'all watching like, you ghosted me. You ain't say nothing to me. I did. And if I didn't say nothing to you, I didn't feel like I needed to. So, like I said, there's two sides to that. But moving forward, like now at this age that I'm at, I do try to, if I depart from somebody or I distance myself, I tend to at least let people know, hey, babe, this is why. And I'm the type of person, you can't convince me of nothing else. So that's just going to be what it's going to be. I said what I said. You could feel free to say what you want to say. But at the end of the day, I said what I said. So, So maybe let's start doing that. If you know you finna depart for somebody, stop being uncomfortable with conversation. Communication truly does rule the nation, and we would all have a better understanding of each other if we just were to be a little bit more considerate and also a little bit more wise with our words and more intentional with our words and our actions. So I wanted to say that real quick because y'all be out here tripping. Not gonna lie. So I do have a Hot Mess Express segment in the show. And so typically this is anything like trending topics, pop culture, things like that. So real quick, I wanted to touch on this. For those of you that have been watching Love Island, and if you don't know what Love Island is, just skip through this. But basically, I have an issue with the fact that we are ignoring the blatant racism on the damn show, from the producers to the other islanders. And it's all on my two queens, Alondria and Shelly. And I don't with that. Me and my homegirls do not like that. Like, the thing that I think is really blowing me is everybody keeps saying that Nick is foul. Nick owes Sierra a conversation. Mind you, Sierra went home, I think that was episode 28, 29, or maybe even a little after, but she went home because she used a racial slur. I'm going to keep it real with y'all. I did not know that was a slur for real. But I'm glad I know, so I don't use it. But she used the racial slur, so that's why she went home. A couple things to know, and I'm just going to give y'all a couple of hot takes on my opinion as far as Love Island goes. Number one, Ace is not the villain y'all keep trying to make him to be. He just got the most sense, and he don't lead with his heart when he thinks. He's more logical and strategic. And so while everybody was trying to make it seem like, oh, he wanted everybody out, I don't believe that. Two, Nick is not wrong for exploring Alondria when whole time he had been like Alondria when they did day 2 and they were blindfolded and he did that kiss, and any of the challenges he's trying to kiss her. He ain't wrong for that. And what was Alondria and Nick supposed to do? Y'all had kicked him off, but put a tab there. Sierra, why you go and stand behind Taylor knowing that they don't have a connection no more? So it's almost like you just went with it because what? Right. If we're going to really clock it, I feel like Sierra thought that Alondria would never be able to get Nick, that he was not attracted to her, mainly because she is black. Okay. Even though she sit over there with swollen duck lips because she getting fillers to make them plump, like black. Anyway, but I think that she thought that. Second person who I feel like acts kind of just like Sierra, but she is 10 times worse, Huda. And before y'all get on here, I don't give a damn about y'all saying, oh, you're a Huda hater, da 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 da. No, I recognize that that girl has been through things. I recognize that she didn't seen a lot. I recognize that. But what I don't like or deal with or I don't really like, you literally spent most of your time fussing and fighting in the villa, fussing and fighting. That's really what you did. You came out of the villa with no connection, mainly because you couldn't get out of your own way. When I say that, I mean this. Did Jeremiah have his faults? Yes. I personally don't think that Jeremiah was a love bomber, but hey, maybe he was, okay? But as a woman, at some point you got to be held accountable too. So you sitting here saying like, oh my God, did you see how he did? He didn't make me pancakes. Oh my God, my coffee. Oh my God. Girl. Cause I ain't never seen you make Jeremiah pancakes. I feel like on the show, she was very upset all the time about the way the other girls was getting treatment, but you claim to be a girl's girl. And this is an example as to why I don't be believing in that bullshit. It be girl's girl until it's about a man. Perfect example A. They had that challenge. Huda took it too far on Ace, and Shelly kept it cute with Chris, right? Mind you, Chris been peeking for Shelly, been wanting Shelly. That was his first choice. Huda was the second. It is what it is. For you to go do the most during the challenge and then admit that you were wrong, right? And so you tried to play like, okay, well, Shelly doesn't want to talk to me. No, Shelly said, give me some time. But you tried to make it like Shelly was against you. And unpopular opinion, Alondra wasn't wrong for telling her, do you want to tell the class? Like, yeah, you should be telling her that you kissed Chris just off the strength of, they were still trying to connect and figure it out, right? But also, if that had been the shoe on the other foot, you would have spazzed out. And Shelly did not spazz out on you whatsoever. She let it be. When they had that mailbox night and was telling all them, them anonymous whatevers, she kept it cute to me. Because had that been me, I would, it don't even matter. All I'm going to say is this. I noticed how when it's the black girls on the show, because I even started watching season 6. I'm on like episode 10. It's given like we holding y'all to a certain standard that we don't hold everybody else. And y'all better not act out and go crazy because then it's going to be a problem. Them people are on that show don't know nothing. Y'all BuzzFeed, y'all need y'all ass whooped. And I mean that. For y'all to go and put that girl on that picture with that knuckles, I'm getting mad. Okay, let's dial back. All I'm saying is this. Key takeaways. Nick ain't wrong for exploring Alondria, and neither is Alondria. Taylor was dead ass wrong for how he was playing in Alondria's face, and now he want to post her picture. He ain't shit. Huda is batshit fucking crazy, and I'm trying to see how did you get past that psych test that y'all all went through, because how did y'all let that girl on the show and terrorize the whole villa? Oh yeah, and Sierra was doing witchcraft. That's it. I just had to really get that out, because y'all kind of was tripping. And I love Pepe, even though he don't deal with nothing that ain't clear and blind. But I love Pepe, because Pepe used to call stuff out, and they didn't used to like that. Nick too. Oh yeah, and Nick ain't fake for trying to send Huda home. He was trying to keep the peace. Like, if you ain't done watching Love Island, the reunion finna come out soon. There have been a couple interviews done. Amaya Papaya, I'm kind of on the fence about her. I don't know yet, because it's given you picking and choosing, but I really don't know. But Huda's interview, yeah, we gonna go to the last topic. That lady crazy, and y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all how I know that y'all not well. Y'all saw that lady count to 3 and tell him, you better cuddle me. He is a black man, and if that black man would have did that to that girl, and she's Middle Eastern, everybody would have been up in arms. They would have kicked him off, and it would have been some shit. And she hit him, okay? But that's fine, right? Pieces of shit. Anyway, so for my last topic, I want to talk about this because I definitely believe in giving advice, but I kind of feel like let's not skip through the obvious, right? And that be pissing me off. The topic is stop letting people play in your face, okay? Got to get hydrated before I go in. And what I mean by that is a lot of times you can tell that somebody is playing with you You could tell that they doing you bad. You could tell whatever the case is, being messy, being foul, not being considerate, playing in your damn face, however version fits your life, right? Or your whatever situation. If they playing in your face, why the hell stick around? And also, what you really need to sit and think like, what am I doing that I'm allowing this to still happen? Like, you feel played, y'all be feeling. What I really don't like, and I know y'all like, girl, this bitch all over the place, but hear me out. What I don't like is for somebody to come to me and tell me how, oh, this person did this person did that, da 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 da, and they hurt your feelings. And baby, I'm a lover, so I don't be liking when people get their feelings hurt. I will buck up with you. I don't like stuff like that. But don't tell me how somebody playing in your face, but then I FaceTime you, y'all out for drinks. What the hell? What the hell going on? What the fucky? Like, make it make sense. I feel like a lot of people put themselves, their feelings, and their goals and all type of shit in the back burner, and you let people, things, distractions come around and throw you off, and then your feelings get hurt, and now, oh, they played in my face, they never went to bed, but you let them. You let them. And what I'm noticing is a lot of times when people do that, it's because you feel like I gained something here and I don't want to lose it. So, like, I'm not going to say too much. I know what it is. I hate people like that. I know what it is. I ain't got to say nothing. No, say something. Stick up for yourself. Advocate for you. Nobody else is going to advocate for you like you do. Stop letting people play in your face. Don't let the job play in your face. Hold on. Don't go to work cussing the people out. I am not liable and I have no money, no Apple Pay. Okay? Don't do that shit. But don't let the job play in your face. Be strategic. Do what you need to do. Stop letting your family play in your face, treating you like you still a young ass little whatever. Like you don't know nothing. Like you're incapable. Stop letting that woman play in your face, talking down to you, cussing you out, calling you out your name, acting like Huda. You know, whatever we want to say. Like, stop letting that man play. Like, stop letting people play in your face if you're going to continue to complain about it and not going to have a new motion. Like, that's my thing. And a lot of times, y'all only letting somebody play in your face for a game. Or because, oh, they got this going on. Or, well, they know me and it's just been so long. Let me tell you something. I didn't cut off somebody that I was friends with for like 9 years. Damn, I think it's 12. That hurt. That shit was rough. But you kept playing in my face. So imagine that 12 years of time, they probably started playing in my face like around the 6th year. But I just didn't say nothing. You know what I'm saying? That's how you build, kind of going back to what I was saying earlier, like that kind of is how you build resentments for people and you start doing weird shit. So they doing weird shit, but then now here you go, you backdooring, you doing weird stuff too because you feel some type of way because you resent them because you're letting them play in your face. It don't matter the history. It don't matter the connection. And if you feel like, damn, she's saying this, but damn, I really feel like that about my mama. I can't cut my mama off. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. If your mama ain't good, if your daddy not okay, if they always playing in your damn face, using you and abusing you. Because to me, that's a part of playing in my face too. Like you trying to take advantage, whatever the case is, lying, being sneaky, trying to like just use me up, whatever. It's a lot of different things I could say. We ain't gonna get it all out right now, but it don't matter who it is. At the end of the day, all you got is you and your well-being and your peace of mind. So you need to really sit sometimes and decide like, is this what I want to keep dealing with? Is this conducive to what I'm trying to do? My life, my goals, you know? Really ask yourself that. And stop letting them play in your... This is your big sister. Stop letting them play in your face. You don't have to be ugly. You don't have to be mean. You don't have to cuss them out. But stop letting people play in your face. Move with grace and don't let them play in your face. I need to put that on a shirt. Don't put that on a shirt, y'all. I'm finna put it on my shirt. Yeah. What I say? Don't let them play in your face and move with grace. Yeah. Clock that. That's what we doing. I gave y'all a quick little 1-2. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I do have things to do. I gotta shake and move. I'm actually preparing for my trip. So what I'm gonna do for you guys is I'm gonna be dropping this podcast and then I'll drop a story time right after for y'all to enjoy while I'm gone. But let's talk about you. You didn't got to the end of this video. Can I get a like? Drop an emoji in the comments. Tell me if you agree with what I'm saying. Tell me if you finna cut your mama off. Tell me what you think about Alondra and Shelly and they playing in their face and being racist. Let's talk. I love a good convo. Hence the podcast. Duh, you know. Let's be friends. But no, all jokes aside, thank y'all for tuning in. Please make sure in the description, follow me on all socials, subscribe, like, drop a comment. Like I said, content every week just for you. So without further ado, thank y'all for tuning in. See you next time. Bye. What if I had to be on TV for real? You know, I had a...
You've been waiting for it, I'm waiting too. Focus.